All right, let's see what we got here. Promoting porn on Ninja's old Twitch page.
Yeah, that's for one. The concept of it is hilarious, but he is not a happy camper at all.
Twitch CEO Emmett Shear has responded to Ninja's accusations that the company promoted a porn account on the streamer's former page. Ninja, the streamer who recently shook the streaming industry with his decision to leave Twitch, worked exclusively with Microsoft's Mixer, has accused Twitch of promoting a porn account on his old page. Nick took to Twitter to air his grievances in a video posted on Sunday with the text, "Disgusted and so very sorry." Twitch CEO Emmett Shear responded, "Our community comes to Twitch looking for live content." Shear tweeted Sunday to help ensure they find great live channels we've been experimenting with, showing recommended content across Twitch, including streamers' page that are offline. This helps all streamers as it creates new community connections. However, the lewd content that appears on Ninja's offline channel page grossly violates our terms of service, and we've permanently suspended the account in question. Shear continues, stating that Twitch is suspending its stream recommendation process while the company investigates this further. On a more personal note, I apologize directly to Ninja that his happened to Shear. Said it wasn't our intent, but it should not have happened. No excuse. As of now, Ninja's Twitch page has reverted back to its usual state of most offline channels. Instead, the top streamers being promoted on Ninja's page, an offline video player featuring Ninja's final Twitch broadcast along the usual donation link, social media, Discord links, and an ad for gaming chair have reappeared. What you think?
Well, I feel like it's ill-timed. It kind of happened around the same time that he decided to leave Twitch for Microsoft.
That's a big old coincidence.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. Is like it comes about at a very convenient time. They're losing their biggest ad revenue page to Microsoft, and what other better way to get back at him than throwing some porn up on that page?
Is Twitch going to? Is this going to put Mixer in the top spot now?
That's a hard call. I don't think as of yet, because Twitch has been established for quite some time now. So I feel
long
like,
time.
Yeah. So I feel like
I remember. I think it was back when you got the PS4 and you wanted to stream directly from the PS4.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going to streaming it, and it allowed you like two different options. And I remember one being Twitch, and I don't remember what the other one was.
I think it was PlayStation Live or
something along those lines.
Where, yeah, you could like stream directly to whatever platform PlayStation had at the time. But I don't think that this will knock Twitch down and let Microsoft take over. Like I said, it's Microsoft's just kind of getting their foot in the door of the whole streaming platform. And plus, there's too many other people that still utilize Twitch.
Stadia is the future.
Stadia is the future. I hope not. The whole Stadia thing is just
come
weird.
on. I could kick your ass in Destiny on my Note 9.
Oh, cool. We'll go Apple versus Android through Destiny. I can only imagine how smooth that would be, actually. This guy's lagging. He's got bad cell service.
Hurry, go find your nearest Verizon tower.
This weeb doesn't have 4G. Get him out of here.
No. We're going to have 5G here soon, sir.
Oh, man. Can't wait. Streaming's unlimited now.
Do you watch Ninja or anything like that? I mean, I don't, just for the sake of he's a big Fortnite streamer, and it's just
and that guy has just made such a big name for himself. I mean, it's just because it's not content. He creates content that I don't particularly find entertaining, or I don't like. I don't. It's not that it's not. I don't think it's not a good game or anything. Mm-mm. It's just not my brand or my cup of tea.
No, it's not my cup of tea. I'm not the biggest Fortnite fan
at
all.
But like I said, I mean, that guy's got an endorsement deal after endorsement deal. He's everywhere now. Everybody knows who Ninja is.
LeBron, Drake. I think that was one of his biggest takeoffs. Is what when he had LeBron or Drake sit there and he was streaming with.
Yeah, they were playing Fortnite together. Yeah. And what I think is the most compelling thing about him is that when you go to Google and you type in ninja, you don't get a guy. You don't get like a ninja anymore. Like you get Tyler Blevins is his name. So like his face is all popped up everywhere, which is fine. That's awesome that he can make himself that known.
Yeah, the first thing you get is watch Ninja on Mixer.
Yeah. See. It's insane.
So if I want to see an actual ninja, I have to type in
like karate ninja or like Japanese ninja or something. You can't. Yeah.
Ninja Turtles, Ninja Foodie, Ninja Blender.
Yeah.
Ninja Coffee Bar.
But not just plain ninja, because that's his spot.
No.
What do you
50,000 viewers per week. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I mean, it sucks, but I don't understand. Neither one of them would have anything to gain from it. If anything, it's just going to put his name in the spotlight even more.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's just the part I just don't understand. If Twitch did this intentionally, not saying that they did, but if Twitch did this intentionally, you're not doing anything but giving him more publicity. If a hacker did it, it's the same thing. They're just putting his name out there even more. Mm-hmm. I don't personally understand it, none whatsoever. I mean, maybe it was for his viewers.
Maybe.
I mean, I would hate to, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure about 90% of his viewers are probably 12-year-old virgins. But
well, yeah. But at the same token, I mean, Microsoft's able to scoop up the world's most popular streamer, So, I mean, of course Twitch is going to be upset about that.
I want to know that. Do you know, I mean, I want to know how much they pay, what kind of deal they worked out to get Ninja on over to Mixer.
Well, if it was any more than his net worth last year, or no, this year. Okay, so I was wrong when I looked this up earlier. It's his estimated net worth is $10 million so far.
So far, and it's not going to do anything but grow once he gets on the Mixer.
Exactly, and I mean, have they revealed when his official live stream, first live stream on that is?
I thought it already happened.
Has it already happened?
I thought it already happened.
That's how interested I am.
Right. Yeah, because Mixer is owned by Microsoft.
Right.
So that's super interesting to see.
Oh, wait.
Do you know?
Looked like there was an update. Excuse me. Everything's a video nowadays. You can't just read something anymore. Oh, so he made $10 million in 2018. $10 million so far this year. He's got almost 20 million subscribers on YouTube and 13 million followers on Twitch. Now, are they all? Do you think those followers are going to transfer over?
Well, yeah, because he's already got 85,000 current followers on Twitch or on Mixer now. Oh. So he has already started streaming on Mixer. He began his streaming schedule on Mixer. He'll stream every day from 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. according to his channel description.
So he's still got
that is
normal 9 to 5,
full-time 9 to 5 type job.
But so his 40 hours a week is going to net him $20 million
more than
probably.
what me and you make combined.
I've never seen that much as much money makes a month.
So August 2nd was when he started streaming on Mixer.
All right. Well, so he's probably already made $1 million.
And what did you say it was a month?
Well, it doesn't have an exact month breakdown, but if he's made $10 million so far this year, so we're looking probably $1.2 million, $1.3 million a month. Man, crazy, right?
Well, I am flabbergasted, honestly. I wish. And you know what I find super funny about it is the fact that when we were kids, we would get the whole same spiel from our parents. Don't play video games, kids. It'll rot your brain. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, now I make more than you, bitch.
Exactly. Go outside and play with your friends. My friends aren't going to make me $10 million by the end of the year.
All right, so
Go ahead.
moving on from that. All right, so new Saints Row game, deep in development and Volition. THQ Nordic drops a flurry of news about Dead Island, Time Splitters, and Saints Row. Developer Volition and deep in development on new Saints Row game, publisher THQ Nordic announced on Wednesday. While the game is untitled and does not have an announced release date, the company calls it a full entry into the Saints Row series. The most recent core entry in the Saints Row franchise was 2013 Saints Row 4, which was followed by spin-off Saints Row Gat Out of Hell in 2015.
Mm-hmm.
The interim violation developed Agents of Mayhem, a coolly received 2017 action-adventure game that has since spawned a successful board game spin-off. And I want to start right there. I've actually read articles like this a lot. There are so many video games now that are actually coming to board games. That's apparently like a new craze right now.
That's horrible.
THQ Nordic has more than just a new Saints Row announced today. The publisher also strongly hinted that a new Time Splitter game is in development and that the series co-creator Steve Ellis has joined THQ Nordic to help plot the future course for his franchise. THQ Nordic acquired the rights to Time Splitters in 2018 from developer Crytek. They also announced... You're a big fan of the Saints Row games, aren't you?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, aren't they just a more outrageously crazy Grand Theft Auto games?
It's basically like... all right, so Grand Theft Auto is kind of a parody of real life. This is kind of like a parody of both. Of like, it's like a parody of a parody and then like a parody of real life. Like, it just goes over the top with the violence and the cynicism. I guess that's the word.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I can't English today. But yeah, you guys understand. But so what I'm trying to say is like it's a very over the top game. Full customization on everything. So I mean, you kind of get that aspect. Huge open worlds usually. And I mean, they've all been hugely successful. I've played all of them. They've all been great. I don't think I'd play Gat Out of Hell. I did play the Saints Row 4 campaign all the way through, but I don't think I ever played Gat Out of Hell.
I can honestly say I don't think I've ever played any of them.
Really? I mean, if you like Grand Theft Auto and you like open world stuff, then it's definitely...
I mean, I like the story in Grand Theft Auto. I thought the story was great in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see that in a movie.
God, that game has such a humongous cult following. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They were still number one on bestsellers year after they had already come out.
Mm-hmm. It's still in like the top 10, I think.
Yeah,
10 or 15.
I'm super excited for Time Splitters. I did play Time Splitters.
See, that's where we differ because I never played.
Yeah, no, Time Splitters was super cool, and it's nice to see those nostalgic games from the PlayStation to, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1 era coming back to the PlayStation 4 and more enhanced graphics and more lifelike and up-to-date actors. I think it's going to be an awesome game. And I love THQ Nordic. I think they make great games.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, the whole Dead Island thing, that's...
Dead Island...
Do you remember the original Dead Island?
There are so many dead blank games.
Yeah.
They kind of get blurred together.
Everything's zombie heavy.
It's super... Dead
Island. It's a pandemic.
They're on what? Dead Island...
Well, they made Dead Island and then they did Dead Island Riptide.
Okay.
And so, now, is this supposed to be Dead Island 2 that they're talking about? Or is this like a reboot? Or, it didn't really go into much.
Dead Island 2 is what it'll be.
Oh, okay, so it's an actual sequel.
Yeah, it still lives. It's just under a different developer than what it was previously before. It's actually, if you want to get technical, it's under its third developer.
Well, you learn something new every day, don't you?
So, I mean, it's still happening. I mean, it's pretty much one of those another zombie games where you make axes out of bats and weed whackers. So, I mean, I think it'll be fun. You're more excited for Dead Island. I'm more excited for Time Splitters. I think it'll be great.
But actually, Saints Row is going to be probably the one I gravitate towards the most. Just because I kind of hope they kind of get away from what they did the last two. which is basically just so over the top. And in Saints Row 4, you were elected president at one point.
That's cool.
And then basically it was almost like you got transported into the Matrix. I can't remember exactly. I think you were abducted, and then they plug you in, and then you get put in this like Matrix type of area, and so you have superpowers. So like you're flying and you're jumping really high, and you got like super strength, and it's over the top.
So will this be the game that you pre-order?
No, we will get to this. My days of pre-ordering are slim to none, sir. I've
Thanks, Anthem.
you get burned once, you know.
So, side note, I got my buddy John. You played with John, remember?
Yeah, on
Division, well, I think we were playing Division or whatever. So I don't think I've met anyone who has had worse luck than what John does when he's playing, or not playing, but he's pre-ordering. So John pre-ordered Destiny 2, and he felt like at the beginning of it he got super let down, especially with this expansions like with Curse of Osiris and stuff like that, where they were super damn short.
To 5-10 hour campaigns.
So he got super disappointed in that one. He's like, man, and he spent the $200 one version that they released. So he felt like he got burned by that one. He pre-ordered Fallout 76. He pre-ordered the $150, $200 one.
Let's have a moment of silence for the Fallout pre-order.
He got the damn ripped up canvas bag or something that he should have got.
Oh my God, there was so much drama over that whole bag release.
Oh yeah,
because it wasn't an actual like the canvas bag that they had advertised.
Yeah, it was a canvas bag. No, he was like so upset about that
thing.
And then to just top all that off, he pre-ordered the $100 or whatever the limited special edition was of Anthem.
I did too.
So he's been burned after burn. Yeah. So he's in that same boat as you. He's not pre-ordering anything ever again.
Like, all right, so his whole experience with the Fallout, I could have told him that was coming a mile down the road.
But he is one of those longtime avid Fallout fans. So he's played every single one. He's loved every single one. He finally hit this one, and it just let him down.
It's when you're going down the road at 100 miles an hour, and then all of a sudden there's just a brick wall, and then you're just like, boom. Stop.
Or you knew you should have filled your tire up, but you didn't. You didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I got a quarter of a tank. I can make it down this 100-mile stretch of highway. No big deal.
No.
So yeah, that's kind of the downfall of most pre-orders nowadays, is that you never know what you're gonna get. And it's the same case with Anthem. When they released Anthem, everybody had assumed this was a 4 or 5, 6 year process that they've been working on this game, and it had so much promise and so much depth and so much ambitious things that they wanted to do, and it turned out to be the biggest letdown, I think, probably in the last 5 years of any video game, especially with having a $80 digital deluxe pre-order bonus thing.
Mm-hmm. And see, and what's worse about that is the fact that, and I don't know if I ever told you this, I didn't buy that game. John actually bought that for me as a Christmas gift.
After all his pre-order dramas and letdowns,
he bought 2 copies.
You let him do that to you?
It was a free game.
That's your boy, man. You can't let him do that to you. Or you can't do that to him, I should say. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, and so that pre-order was a huge letdown. And that's the last one I've done in a while. And I'm like I said, I'm probably not going to do any more, because with the whole situation with Anthem, you never really know what a developer's doing on any other game.
So no Last of Us 2. I don't see how you could screw up Last of Us 2. I really don't. I'm sorry. I don't. It's not
okay, so it's coming from Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog's been around for quite some time. Long time.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, so Crash Bandicoot, you have all the Uncharted series, first Last of Us. I mean, they've got some pretty solid titles. But so does BioWare.
No. Okay.
Okay.
BioWare has made way more mistakes than Naughty Dog
I'm just saying.
ever has.
I'm just saying. There's always room. There's always room for one.
Andromeda.
Yeah, no, I said there's always room for one. You had that one, and then I mean their premise is always good.
Right.
They've always got a good like what they want to do, but what they deliver is usually 99% not.
So what you're saying is kind of like a trailer at E3, and then what you get when you buy the game.
Dude, okay, exactly. Okay, and Ubisoft is notorious.
Horrible about that.
Notorious. You take a look at Black Flag. Some of the stuff wasn't in the game. Don't get me wrong. That's one of my
Division 1.
Oh, that's even better. There we go. Let me backtrack to Black Flag. There was a couple things that weren't in the game that were shown in the trailer, or in the actual gameplay. But that is, I mean, we all know how I feel about Assassin's Creed 4. It's the best fucking game that they've ever put out. It was disappointing to see those things not put in the game, but it didn't detract from the overall enjoyment of it.
No, not at all.
Now, you move up a couple of years and you watch the trailer for the E3 reveal of The Division, and they've got people opening up gun cases and pulling out a gun and like analyzing its perks and like just like the cleanest gameplay you've ever seen.
Right.
And then you get the game and it is nothing like that at all.
No, you're right.
I mean, Ubisoft is just notorious for it. And to see other developers follow suit really just kind of makes you not want to do stuff like that. Like, you know, do the pre-orders and
I think one of my favorite, if we're going off E3 trailers, I think one of my favorite E3 trailers was the God of War, when they released the God of War trailer.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to go and actually watch the God of War documentary that they released?
No, I didn't.
So that was actually a super awesome documentary because they went through basically all the ups and downs of making God of War from the time that, you know, they're sitting in the meeting room to, hey, we should make another God of War series, all the way. And it follows every single bit and piece of making the game, the meetings that they were in, to the live event trailer at E3. And the lead director on it, he was scared. He was so scared. He's like, I think people are going to think it sucks. And he got the greatest reaction, and, you know, it snowball effect from there. But it's actually a super awesome documentary if you get the chance, because it follows every single step of the way, from development to new warehouse to ideas that they scrapped and then had to go back and redo while they're under a timeline. It was actually a really super awesome documentary if you get the chance to.
Well, and I can kind of understand too why he would be a little bit nervous about the whole thing, because God of War was a huge formula change from the first 3 entries, you know.
Oh yeah, because it had been an X number of years from the last time that the last God of War came out till now. So where is Kratos? What's he doing? Is he still here? Is he still there?
Right.
No, I completely agree.
Just the overall gameplay too, because it used to be like, I wouldn't say
it was just that straightforward hack and slash.
Straightforward hack and slash. Like, I mean, you could pan the camera around, but this one was like a lot of overhead view, like over the shoulder views.
You did play it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Great game.
Yeah, love it. As a matter of fact, I liked it so much I haven't even finished it. If it makes sense, because I enjoyed the story so much, but I still have all this other stuff going on too.
I'm same boat. Yeah, same boat.
I just don't want to like rush through it.
Ending was amazing when we found out what his child's name was. Oh my god, my jaw dropped.
Oh. Okay, well let's stay off spoiler territory. All right.
Oh my god.
All right, what's next on the agenda there?
Mortal Kombat casts more of its lead roles, as reported by Hollywood Reporter, which some of the lead roles in James Wan's produced reboot of Mortal Kombat films based on the gloriously gory video games are either cast or very close to it. Popping up in the character select screens, Makad Brooks from Supergirl, as we all know, is Supergirl's best friend in the TV show, who will play Jackson Jack Briggs, the metal arm having muscle-bound warrior, and the American Special Forces soldier. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name. Tad Anubu. I'm sure you probably remember.
And yet he still tries.
Tad on Obu.
Tadanobu Asano.
Asano from Thor Ragnarok will be making the Power of Thunder in Raiden. Do you know who that is?
Raiden?
No. From Thor Ragnarok.
No.
We'll be taking Raiden if it goes all well. Newcomer CC Stranger as Melina, the Psy-wielding assassin, and Ludi Lin from the Power Rangers as Liu Kang, a monk who decided that peace just wasn't as good as ripping people's spines out.
Nice.
And they'll be joined by actor Joe Taslim, who signed in on to play Sub-Zero, the director Simon McQuid, for whom this will be his first feature. No word yet on the plot of the movie, but my guess involves tournament, a god or two, and a whole lot of blood. Sub-Zero has always been my favorite character. On Sub-Zero and Scorpion, those are just the two that I love to watch the most. Will it live up to the hype as the 90s ones?
What are they on now? 11?
Sure, yeah.
So this is bringing it back to the front?
Yeah, it's just going to be a completely new reboot, kind of like what they're doing with Suicide Squad.
I feel like this game's unneeded.
The game or the movie?
Oh, is this the movie?
Yeah, no, this is the movie.
Oh, shit. I thought this was another game.
No, this is the actual movie.
This
if it was a game, they'd be on 12.
Okay, so with that being said, now I'm interested. It's got my investment. Okay, so basically, Asano he's one of the Warriors 3 from Thor.
Okay, gotcha.
He was the Asian. I can't remember. That sounds so racist, but he was the Asian guy. He was from Hogan. Okay, There we go. All right, so yeah. So if this is the movie, that's really cool. So Ludi Lin playing Liu Kang, I'm actually all for. Have you seen the Power Rangers movie?
I have unfortunately seen the Power Rangers movie.
It's not as bad as people. I mean, it's not great.
No, there's nothing good about that movie. None whatsoever.
All right.
I have watched almost every single Power Ranger series that there is, and you try to compare that movie in any way, shape, or form to the originals. I don't understand. I don't. You have them running from the cops, but yet in the originals you had them, with lemonade stands. Like, I don't.
Okay, well,
to each their own.
Ludi Lin's actually, I mean, he's in a few other things. I can't recall right off the top of my head, but he's actually pretty decent. So I mean, as far as him playing Liu Kang, I think it might be really good. Or even the guy they got to play Bruce Lee in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Either one of those would probably been a really good choice.
Well, that and he was in Aquaman.
Ludi Lin was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. See, I haven't seen Aquaman yet.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It's a DC movie?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. This is a Marvel house, buddy. No, this is interesting. The first two didn't work out, so let's hope the third time's the charm.
I'm excited about it. I think we're due for a new Mortal Kombat movie. I would say we're due for a new video game movie, but that's just all going to depend on your opinion on the last Tomb Raider movie, which I love. The last Tomb Raider movie. I thought it was great.
If I want to play Tomb Raider, I'll just play Uncharted.
Are you being sexist?
No, I'm not being sexist. It's just that Uncharted, you're usually top of the line games. They're usually really, really good, and the Tomb Raider series is off and on.
So can you? So this is just my question to you. Can you play a game and get halfway through the story and then just cut it off?
Oh yeah, I can.
I can't do that. I have to finish the story. It doesn't matter if I'm in the middle of a series and.
Well, okay. Well, let me try. So it all depends on the struggle to get from cutscene to cutscene.
Okay.
So like if it's like, oh hey, this cutscene just happened, and in order for you to find out what happens next, you got to do this level, blah 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 blah. But like
puzzle.
That level has a boss in it that's just stupid hard or whatever. then yeah, absolutely, I'll put that fucking game down for a minute. I'll go play something that I can progress in, and then
that's
come
another
back.
thing that you and John can do. See, when I'm in the middle of a game, no matter how bad it sucks, I have to finish it. I can't.
It's like watching a bad movie.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
But that's a cult classic. You can't say that's a bad movie.
But no, I have a genre of bad movies that are so bad that they're just fun to watch. You have to watch them.
Like Steel, with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or whatever that that genie movie was.
Kazam.
Kazam, yeah.
And that was not Sinbad as
No.
a genie. It was
What is that myth
Sinbad
called?
or Shaquille. Mandela effect.
Yeah, it's a Mandela
Yeah.
effect. Because everybody had thought he had died.
We all. I mean, his career did. That's how you want to look at it.
You know who I miss?
Who?
I miss Pauly Shore.
Leaning Tower of Cheese.
I miss Pauly Shore so much.
Yeah, dude.
Son-in-Law was one of my favorite movies of all time.
In the Army now. That one's classic too.
Biodome.
Oh god. Chris was over here the other day. I was making a joke about that. We were talking about people just there were these people.
Coraline's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was telling me about the story about these people that had grown an entire ecosystem in like a dome type thing. And then they built a house inside that ecosystem, and it's not a small house either. This is like a 4 or 5 bedroom house, three bathroom, property area, like lawns and stuff. And that's inside an ecosystem that they designed, so they can make it rain when they want it to. Be humid, be not humid, whatever. And I was like, that's such biodome status, like. So it's I do miss Pauly Shore though.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about your favorite game.
Oh God. Here we go.
Anthem lead Ben Irving leaves BioWare. I believe this is what, the third or fourth developer leaving BioWare.
Yeah. How much time do you have on this one?
So there have been a lot of questions about the state of Anthem's multiplayer online shooter since the release of it earlier this year.
If you guys don't want to hear me go off on this, Michael, put a timestamp down so you can skip ahead.
Yeah, we're starting at 35:55. Those who have only intensified as rumors BioWare's head studio in Edmond moved on to Dragon Age while separating the games off to BioWare Austin under the watchful eye of Chad Robertson and Ben Irving. Least we know that Ben Irving will no longer be involved in the full Anthem or the future in general. On Twitter today, Irving announced that he would be leaving BioWare, another gaming company, though he did not say which one, as we get a tweet from Ben Irving. After 8 amazing years at BioWare, I have made the decision to move on and accept an exciting opportunity at another gaming company. Since the first time I played BioWare Gate many years ago, BioWare is the dream place I've always wanted to work. Why did you leave? That's what we all want to know.
You think he's going to Bungie?
Oh, that would be super cool.
No, it wouldn't.
While a single person does not control whether Anthem will manage its ship, it's somewhat worrying. Some sign for the Adele service game failed to pick up much momentum since its rocky launch. Whether it's time to come back to Anthem, the answer was not endorsing itself. What do you think?
It's another coinky dink, just how my Twitch put porn on Ninja's page.
This game sucks. I'm jumping shit.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Anthem had one of the rockiest launches for any game in a long time, and
Because it sucked.
okay, so let's backtrack. The premise again, and I've said this about a million games.
Do you know what the actual story behind Anthem is?
There's not any.
There's not. Okay.
It's very lore based. It's
Right.
It's like one of the. It's almost like Destiny, where it's like it's a thing you gotta look up online.
I'll just call Dolan. I'll phone him. For him.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, Dolan. He's the mage of our group. He knows it all. So. Like I said, the premise was really cool. Like, you're flying around in a suit, like you're like a dude that is invincible. You got this Iron Man-esque thing going on, and you're flying around on this planet. You're fighting monsters and bad guys and stuff. It was a really cool
Iron
premise.
Man.
Execution was shit. So they advertised one of the cleanest looking games I've ever seen. flying around and dropping bombs and
Right.
all kinds of cool gunplay, and then it wasn't what they advertised upon release. You had about a 15-hour campaign,
Which I've yet to finish.
yeah. Not much in game, if any at all. There was 2, I think, strongholds to begin with.
And they just released a Cataclysm, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, so they just released a Cataclysm event, which is basically just like another answer to sort of an in-game status. But it's not. Like, I've played it. It's time trial stuff, really. Not much a reward for the effort.
Mm-hmm.
And this game's just been shit in the bed since it started. And the crazy thing is like people like Ben Irving, Mark Dara, what's the other guy's name? I forget. But like all the lead developers and lead production designers and stuff like that are all leaving BioWare. Like Mark Dara's been gone. Mm-hmm. And the fact that Ben Irving's actually left now. Jesse Anderson's the other one.
Okay.
Then the fact that Ben's actually waiting this long, I give him some credit for that. Like he's held it out. But to be honest with you, I think BioWare is just kind of a failing company to begin with. I mean, if you look at the last 3 releases, he might be getting out at the right time. And I hate to say it because BioWare's made some amazing games. Mass Effect.
Oh yeah, no, most definitely.
I mean, with the exception for Andromeda, the whole Mass Effect series, Dragon Age, they've made a really cool series. But Anthem's just not what they wanted it to be, and I don't really think it's 100% BioWare's fault. I think EA had a lot to do with it, because EA does that. They put their name on there and they get their investors in there and they try to tell them what they want and how quick they want it, and it always ruins the game, no matter what. EA just needs to make Madden every year. And call it
EA needs to make Madden every year.
I always remember EA Games was always
EA
Madden
Sports. It's in the game.
But I don't know. That's just my take. I've watched all their live streams, and I had so much hope. So much hope.
Yeah, no, and you and a lot of other people did. Unfortunately, I did not. I wanted the game to be good. I thought it looked cool, and I'm just like, yeah, Iron Man, and change your outfit and your armor and make it look like this, and like you're gonna fly around, and it reminded me a little bit of like the world of Monster Hunter, but with that Iron Man aspect of it.
They got a new release coming out soon too.
Frozen Ice Age or something.
Iceborne,
yeah. So, and I wanted it to be good, and I was hoping that it would be, but I knew in the back of my mind, I was like, this game's gonna suck. It's gonna suck so bad. And the load times, you were loading into every damn screen.
Everything
was a load
how
screen. Can I...
Let me equip this gun.
I mean, we can talk about the Division or Destiny. I could sit here and change my armor around, change my weapons around, do this or do that, check on bounties, do all of this stuff in the Division or Destiny, but I can't do not a damn thing when I'm loading into Anthem, and it just didn't make any sense to me, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the game definitely got off to a rocky start. I wanted it to be good, and I wish it would have been, but, I mean, I'm going to give it some time to kind of update, hopefully get its wheels on the ground at some point, but
I mean, do you think that game will peter out before it gets a chance to really take off?
Yeah, I do believe that, and I think it's a great question. I really do think that, because if you look back at the Division 1, it was a whole year and a half before they actually started gaining traction and momentum after fixes after fixes after fixes, and people actually, there were more people playing at the end of Division 1 right before the Division 2 was about to come out.
Uh-huh.
Than there was at the beginning of Division 1 when it launched.
Well, because they started doing all those little content drops.
Doing all those little content drops, all those little updates, all those fixes, all of those things that we should have gotten when it launched. that we finally got before it ended. So I do think that Anthem will rise above everything that it has gone through, but it's going to take some time. And I mean, I want to get back into it. I do, and I want to try, and I want to play it again and see what it's all about, and eventually finish the story. But I'm not doing that right now. I'm going to give it time. I'm going to let it do its role its course. And I remembered when I stopped playing Anthem, it was because of the fact that I had read an article about it breaking consoles.
Oh yeah, there was.
And I'm just like, no, I don't have the money to buy a new console. No, I'm not playing this game.
Yeah, that was scary. All right, but so you brought up Division. So I'm really curious because you're very into that game.
I love Division.
And I do too. But I mean, like, I haven't played the new.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love the
but,
Division, but that doesn't mean that I won't call it out on its problems.
Oh, I mean, but everybody knows it has its problems.
Yeah, it has problems.
I mean, as far as end game goes, there is none unless you know 7 other people.
Right. Well, I mean, you don't have to know 7 other people. You're just not going to get those drops that you want.
Exactly. Well, okay, and so they kind of made a what they figured was a solution to the matchmaking problem for the raid, because there's no original matchmaking. So they brought in, I think it's called the Discovery setting or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But they took out the main drops that people were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's like your exotic weapons, like Eagle Bear was a huge one, and then something else. But like you can't get any of the gear sets or any of the exotic weapons from the raid if you did it on Discovery. But nobody else. Like, do you know 7 people that play that game like that? I don't.
I mean, I'm in a Destiny clan and I play with 3 other people, including myself, which makes 4.
And there's 70 of us.
Yeah, no. You need to talk to Rob.
Exactly. But I mean, other than like LFG groups, I mean, do you think that there's going to be any sort of solution to that for Division?
The raid?
Yeah, for Division, like just getting more people able to play it, because like even with the new content, there's like a new like a little raid with that too. That you
so
can do.
Let's backtrack for a second. The part of it that I don't understand is, why do they want you to have a player base group in order to get the exotics? That's the part I don't understand. Why can't I just go in there with a bunch of randoms and get the exotics?
Right. Why does the difficulty affect the loot pool?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Why are you basically judging and maintaining the way and style that I decide to play? So no, I don't understand it. Do I think it's going to be like that forever? No, I don't. Do I think it's going to change anytime soon? No, I don't.
Division 3.
Right, yeah. No. And I mean, I was super excited. Like, that's the only game that I wanted to play when it finally came out, and it was great, and I beat the story, and I started putting gear sets together and doing all of these things. Mm-hmm. But then over time, I slowly ran out of things to do. And it's not like on, Destiny, where you have, bounty after bounty after bounty, weapon after weapon after weapon to chase, just, event after event after event to change season and season to season.
Right.
So I jumped on it recently to get the last exotic that came out for the last content drop. And then that was probably about an hour and a half out of my time. And then after I got that, I've done everything. I've gotten all the exotics that you can without doing the raid. There's nothing else left to do. I mean, there's, some accommodations there that you can.
Oh, cool. Arm patches.
Right, yeah, arm patches. Exactly. There's some of those that you can do.
Look, my mom can make a sick arm patch for you if you want.
But, I mean, outside of that, it just sucks. But, I mean, as far as Ben Irving and Anthem, I wish him the best of luck, and I am very, very curious to see where he goes and what changes he makes.
Yeah, because, as far as an online presence, he is one. And I'm really just excited to see whatever company he's going with, to see what he kind of brings to the table. And I really hope it's a huge AAA publisher.
That was kind of like Kojima, when he was leaving, and where he was going and things like that.
But he just kind of did his own thing, which is awesome. He's like, I'm going to leave, but I'm going to make Death Stranding.
I'm going to leave and I'm going to confuse you even more.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you wonder what the hell I'm doing, even when I've already told you what I'm doing.
Is this game going to be great? Yes. Are you going to go above and beyond? Yes.
What, Death Stranding?
Yes.
You think it will?
I think Death Stranding will be amazing.
You got a ladder that you can use. That's really
You're
cool.
a man carrying a baby.
Yes, with some really weird looking sunglasses and an outfit that doesn't make any sense. On, I'm guessing, a random planet. Don't know.
What's the guy's name from The Walking Dead that's starring in this?
Oh, Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus.
Yeah, I love Norman Reedus. I remember him from back in Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints, yes.
Yep.
So, and I think that's one of the big reasons why I want to play that game is because
And Blade 2. Shout out.
did not know he was in Blade 2.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No, that's one of the biggest reasons why I want to play this game is one, it's Kojima, two, it's Norman Reedus. And I mean,
Mads Mikkelsen's
I'm ready
in it.
to get confused.
Mads Mikkelsen's in it. That's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's
kind of like when you have, him and Norman Reedus as when you have, Troy Baker and Nolan North.
Yeah. Okay. So, but the cool thing about Nolan North and Troy Baker is that they're so versatile with their voices that you can
most
literally
definitely.
just put them behind anything and it will make sense. I don't think you could do the same with Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, no, most definitely. You're 100%
You definitely got to
correct.
mocap those guys.
No, you're 100% correct.
But I mean, it could be good. Just once we figure out a little bit more about it, which hopefully we will at Gamescom.
Speaking of Gamescom,
Yeah, that was a solid segue,
right? You did great. We have scheduled dates, prediction, news, and rumors. So, actually, a little fun fact here: I did not realize that Gamescom was in Germany.
Yeah, Cologne, man.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You've been to Germany, haven't you?
No, I would pay good money to go though. Not a lot of good money, but some pretty decent.
Well,
money.
you were in the Navy, so I just
No,
that's kind of my part on this.
completely skipped over Europe except for Portugal.
It's in Germany. It's the world's largest gaming event in terms of exhibitions and visitor numbers. It's going to be going through August 20th through August 24th. And, yep, you can get tickets at Gamescom's website if you just happen to be in Germany at this time of the year. Heard it's beautiful. But it is
If you happen to be there.
But it is that time of the year again when E3 has passed and we're ready to get closer and we're just striving for new games, new trailers, with the biggest games announced during the event, and where better to do so than Gamescom. Gamescom 2019 is shaping up to be one of the trade shows with the likes of Xbox, Nintendo, Square Enix preparing to give media and fans alike a better look at some of the best upcoming games. While Gamescom's 2019 isn't typically a big show for announcements, they're looking to shake up formula, hosting a pre-show announcement, a live stream called Opening Night, which will feature announcements and new content from Square Enix, Google Stadia, Epic Games, and many more. Tech Radar will be live from Cologne during Gamescom 2019, bringing you all the latest news and announcements previews for this show. There's only a few weeks left to wait, so here's everything you need to know about Gamescom 2019, including the news, rumors, schedules, predictions. So let's start with who's all going to be there. 2K, Activision, Bungie, Capcom, EA, Epic Games, Google Stadia, Private Division, Sega, Square Enix, Sony, THQ Nordic, Ubisoft, Xbox.
Don't forget about Koch Media.
Cox Media, yes.
I just saw that. I was like, don't leave them out.
So I'm actually more excited for Sony to be there because we just recently had E3 and Sony decided to pull out this year.
Yeah.
So
And they're still not doing a physical presence.
no, they are not.
They're doing a live stream, maybe.
Which I think is funny, and it was kind of they're doing their own stream from like down the road away from everybody.
Yeah, that dude, Nintendo started that shit. Nintendo's like, yeah, we don't have to be there because we can just do our own conference. Because I mean, and it makes more sense, I guess, for Nintendo because if you look at
Right.
it, the games that they published or produced or whatever are a lot different than what.
Yeah, they're a lot more indie style based games.
Yeah, exactly, and geared more towards like the G to PG-13 ish. With, I mean, there's a few like mature games that they let slide in or whatever, but
yeah,
it makes sense for Nintendo not to be there. But as far as PlayStation, I feel like they should be there.
I'm actually super curious about Sony being there just for the sake of, I'm praying that they have something new to show, because all we've really gotten is Last of Us Part 2 and Death Stranding. Like, you've got to have something more else in the works.
Oh, you're talking about like PlayStation exclusives?
Right.
Yeah.
Something else from Sony, especially since, my personal opinion, they're let down of Days Gone. I don't know if you played Days Gone.
That's another one that we were talking about earlier, like if I could put a story down and come back to it. Absolutely.
The gameplay is great. I love the gameplay. I think the gameplay is super, super cool, but the story is a completely different story in its own. Like, did Sony even play that game? But like I said, you'll have more than 15 game publishers that will premiere on the new content, making announcements during Gamescom's opening night, Monday, August 19th. Keighley and some of the greatest content game industry, so we're expecting some of the surprising announcements to come out of the show with Private Division, Ubisoft, Epic Games. Feeling it would be fair to assume that we will get a closer look at the Outer Worlds, Watchdog Legions, and new Fortnite content. What's more, we know is that Hideo Kojima will be making a live appearance to premiere an exclusive new look at Death Stranding.
Oh, awesome.
You can watch the opening night live stream conference from your home. The live stream will be available on Twitch August 19th at 7 p.m., 11 p.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Eastern, August 20th at 4 a.m. AEST, Gamescom opening night. Sony attending Gamescom 2019 will be the company's first public appearance of the year, and we're very excited to see such a long period of radio silence. So what are we expecting from Sony? Well, according to the announcement lineup, Sony will be showing new content and making an announcement of some sort, whether it's confined to the Death Stranding footage or the speculation, but we're hoping for more details on their exclusives such as Last of Us Part 2 and the Ghost of Tsushima. That is actually another one I did forget about, Ghost of Tsushima, which is basically Neo meets, what was that last?
Sekiro!
Yeah, Sekiro. So that is actually a new, that's actually something super cool I'm excited to see. So they actually do have those three games going for them, and it really sucks because I love Sony exclusives, and I love Naughty Dog, and I love all those different types of story-based telling games that I personally just can't get enough. Microsoft Xbox it's going to be pretty hard for Gamescom 2019. Xbox will have nearly 200 booths on the show floor, including the first public hands-on both Minecraft Dungeon and Gears 5 Horde mode. Fans will have an opportunity to try out Project xCloud. We also have the Xbox Game Studio making an appearance during opening night, so we're expected to hear more on Gears 5, Sea of Thieves, and maybe Halo Infinite. But that could be wishful thinking. It also is possible we could get more details on Xbox Project Scarlet. Fingers crossed. In addition, Xbox will be hosting a special episode live from the Gloria Theater in Cologne on August 19th at 5 p.m. Xbox will also be hosting Opening Doors Gloria Theater, participate in community events, game tournaments, panel session, and other experiences. Schedules and appearances at Gamescom.com. Nintendo has also revealed what's new for their plans, and itself runs from August 20th to August 24th. The majority of Nintendo's online activity will take place between August 20th and August 22nd. Games getting time in the spotlight will include Luigi's Mansion 3, The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, The Witcher 3, Mario and Sonic's Olympic Games Tokyo 2020, and Dragon's Quest X Echoes an Inclusive Age. For visitors of the show floor, Nintendo and booth will it be possible hands-on titles including Legend of Zelda, Pokemon Sword and Shield, and Witcher's 3 port. New gameplay as very well. The event will start streaming on Nintendo's YouTube channel in the afternoon, and we'll see players head over to a chance to be flown to Japan in the Ultimate Challenge Cup held in October. Unfortunately, there's no any mention of the newly announced Nintendo Switch Lite, but we're hoping Nintendo Switch will have some surprises up its sleeve. Not much about the Nintendo Switch Lite. It's really just the same as the Nintendo Switch, except it doesn't dock to your TV and the controllers don't come off. It's a console more aimed towards somebody like me who has a 5-year-old that wants something to tote around, wants something to play. It can be dropped, left in the car, no big deal.
Right.
That's really all that is. But going back to Gamescom, what are you excited to see?
Oh man, there's so much, so much. There's a lot of high hopes. Also a lot of questions. Basically about Death Stranding. Like, what is it? When is it? Who's in it besides the two?
PS5.
Will it be a PS5 exclusive? Will it be a launch title? Things like that. Hopefully we get a little bit more answers about what's going on with PS5. I doubt it. And I know Microsoft's talking about Scarlet, but I doubt we see anything on that. I feel like this is more of a software convention.
No, actually, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one because Phil Spencer actually just released a lot of new details on their Xbox Scarlet. So I wouldn't be surprised as new things. Depends on your definition of new. Them going into more details about what Phil Spencer just released a couple of days ago, I do see them going into more details about that.
Do you think we'll see stuff running on the hardware?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
I mean, like, I'm not saying like I want to see like the box art and like price sticker, but like I'm just saying like if you're gonna show Gears 5, like show it on the engine. If you want to make that a launch title for the Scarlet, then show it running on the engine.
That's kind of like my prediction for Horizon Zero Dawn 2. That's PS5 straight exclusive.
I haven't finished that. Is there gonna be a sequel?
No, they're making a sequel right now, and and a lot of people are speculating that that's going to be a PS5 exclusive launch. It's going to be Zero Dawn 2.
That'd be a pretty solid title.
The fact that you need to finish that game
I do.
yesterday.
I know.
Alone that game, that DLC, and I didn't even love that game for the sake of it being a game. I just thought the story was amazing. I thought the acting was amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of it. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I guess mostly what I'm really excited for, see some more Cyberpunk.
Oh, God, Keanu Reeves. Yes.
I hope he's there because he's breathtaking.
That was like one of the biggest jokes at like E3 was, did you watch all of E3?
I watched the important stuff.
So did you notice a pattern with Terminator at E3?
Not really.
So with every day at E3 there was a different conference, and a different conference would have Terminator in one of their games.
Oh, that's cool.
So
I like that.
And then on top of that, there was going to be some big announcement with some guy walking out, and like everybody was just talking about how what if each publisher just had Keanu Reeves come out and announce their game, how much bigger that game would be.
I feel like he would have to be in it though.
No, he would. And I am super, and just the fact that watching that and then seeing Keanu Reeves walk out, I thought was super cool.
That's amazing. For sure. Definitely excited about Cyberpunk. Ready to see some more Breakpoint.
God, Wildlands,
Yeah.
Breakpoint. Yo, what's the Punisher's name in that?
It's John Bernthal.
Oh God,
he's very good.
Super excited.
Yeah, he should be good. Kind of ready to see some actual Shadowkeep gameplay. We've been getting trailers, but it's just like little snippets of here and there. Like they did a live stream about Armor 2.0, and they did a strike, but it was a strike from Forsaken. So I'm really excited to see maybe if they'll do some like exclusive Shadowkeep stuff.
I feel like Shadowkeep's been nothing more but revolved around their armor than anything.
Yeah, it's a big deal because it's basically transmog. Like you take a piece of armor and then you make it look the way you want, and you add the stats that you want. It's basically transmog.
I think Sega would be another good one. I'm kind of curious about Sega. Just with the fact that Sega, they did do a hands-on with their new Sega Mini or their Sega Classic, which I'm super excited about.
Yeah, there's gonna be like 3 games I'll play on it. I haven't played the PS1 Classic since I got it.
Well, that one, I mean, I don't blame you. I think I played it maybe 2 or 3 days in a row, and then I kind of put it back on the shelf. And that's more of one of those decor type things for your gaming room. It's something cool to have, and it's nice. 2K, Activision, Ubisoft, THQ Nordic. I mean, I wish I could say that I could expect something. I know Ubisoft will have Watch Dogs Legion.
How do you feel about that one?
I'm ready to have a bunch of grannies running around, kicking your ass.
A gang of grannies, huh?
A gang of grannies. That's honestly what I'm excited for. I loved Watch Dogs 1. I bought Watch Dogs 1 for the PS3, the PS4. I bought the statue for Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 2 was fun, but it wasn't my type of game. Like, it was cool. It was fun. I never finished it. I would honestly say I think I got about 90% of the way through that game and then just stopped. It was more along the lines. I didn't like the story premise aspect of it, whereas Watch Dogs 1 was you're the uncle trying to figure out the murder of your niece.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, cool. That's gripping. That's telling. As to where Watch Dogs 2 was, you're trying to take down a company. Like,
yeah,
that doesn't really equal out for me. But I'm going to try it because I'm a huge fan of Ubisoft, Square Enix, all of them. So.
Don't get me wrong. Like, as much crap as I've talked about Ubisoft this whole podcast, like, it's my favorite developer, to be honest with you.
Oh, is it really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I mean, I've played every Assassin's Creed, even though I've tried. Which, no matter what, do you think they're going to reveal something soon for a new one?
For Assassin's Creed? No.
Because there was a leak a few months ago. They were talking about it's going to be like Vikings.
Yeah, no, and I did hear that too.
Nordics
but no, just
stuff.
because on the new schedule that they're laid out to do and the kind of responses that they've gotten from that schedule, because they were coming out with new Assassin's Creed games every single year.
Yeah. And
when they ventured off to Origins and the other one, which was Odyssey, those were games that were done every 2 years.
Oh, you know what? I'm dumb. Because Watch Dogs is their filler game.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but to take that comment, do I think that'll be something that we see at E3 next year? Yes, I do. Do I think it'll be something we see at Gamescom? No, I do not.
Do I think we'll see a leak in February? Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. No, definitely.
That's usually when those leaks come out, like February, March, April timeframe.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything's confirmed by like May, or June, right before E3.
And then it's just everything that you already know and you're ready to see at E3.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I think Origins leaked like almost a year ahead of time.
How much do you know about Outer Worlds?
Evan keeps telling me about this game, and I don't know really kind of what to think of it. It kind of reminds me of Borderlands without the cell shading.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it kind of has like that BioWare RPG aspect of it.
I definitely see that Borderlands game aspect of it. Will it be something that you'll play?
Probably not.
But it's done on Unreal Engine. Come on.
Everything's done on Unreal Engine. That and Snowdrop are like the only two.
Oh, Snowdrop, yeah. No, you're right.
Snowdrop's a really good engine, though.
Yeah.
It's one Ubisoft usually uses.
Do you remember when Unreal Engine came out?
Like late 2000s, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, I remember when that came out. I was like, I thought it was like winning the lottery. I was like, oh my god, every game from here on out, it's gonna look like me.
I feel like Gamescom is gonna be just a huge like smorgasbord of games that we don't know that we're excited.
Do you think it'll be
for.
better than E3 was last year?
Like this most recent E3?
Most recent E3, yeah.
No, because this one had Keanu Reeves in it. You can't top that.
Touche.
Will it be equal?
Touche. But you had Dance Party.
God. Imagine if Keanu Reeves had like done Dance Party instead of.
I would probably buy it at that point. I would buy it. I would make myself look like an idiot just for the sake of it.
No, I mean there's just way more publishers at this one, you know. A lot more games, a lot more opportunity to see what's going on.
If we go into the Microsoft aspect, how do you feel about Microsoft talking about
Sorry, go ahead.
having basically going towards the more exclusive storytelling route that they've been talking about here recently? I don't know if you've read up on any of that.
Go a little deeper on that for me.
So
that's what she said.
So Microsoft has been in the talks here recently as far as wanting to dive more deeper into more storytelling based games that they want to have, more single player based games, like your Last of Us, your Horizon Zero Dawn, things of that nature.
Oh, so they want their exclusives to not be shit.
Right, exactly. They want to have something more than Gears of War and Halo.
But they got both of those coming out next year.
They do, Halo Infinite and Gears of War 5.
Yeah. And they're actually showing off the Horde
But
mode.
even they understand that those two games still can't compete with God of War, Spider-Man, Last of Us Part 2, Death Stranding. Even they understand that.
I feel bad for Microsoft, dude. I really do. Like, they try. And they honestly, like, Halo has been around forever.
Yeah, when I got the original Xbox, that was the first game I ever got for it was Halo, and I loved it. I thought it was a great game. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Halo's good. And they do have a lot of really good exclusives, and it's just they don't have the teams to make games as good as PlayStation does. They just don't. Like, PlayStation's got Square Enix, and Naughty Dog and stuff like that, and just Microsoft doesn't have the competition for it.
Do you think that we'll ever come to a point in our lives where we'll be down to just one console?
Honestly, I would like that.
Just everybody be on the same console, one company.
There's no exclusivity.
Right.
I can play this game whenever I want, not because it's on this console or that console. It's because it's on all of them. So, like, I can just have this one console, and it just plays whatever game I want to play. Mm-hmm. Like, what if I want to play Sunset Overdrive?
Right. Yeah. No.
And because that was like one exclusive I was really amped up about, but it was Xbox, so I didn't get it.
So you never got to play that?
No, I chose the PlayStation route. Because that was like one of the Xbox One's release titles. So
it's on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, still not paying like $200-$300 for Xbox, but it would be good to have one console and just be able to play whatever. In my personal opinion, I mean, I always say that PlayStation is I'm kind of like an elitist when it comes to that, but honestly, like, if it was one console with all the games on it, that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. You'll be at work actually tomorrow when it drops, but I'm sure the first thing you'll do when you come home is
I'll be watching it at work. Don't worry.
Oh, you'll be watching it at work.
It's supposed to rain, so yeah.
Oh well, we know how that could decline customers.
Oh, absolutely. How do you feel about the Avengers game? You think there's gonna show some more of that?
I do think we'll see the Avengers game. I really do. I will be very shocked if we don't. The Avengers game, my personal opinion, I think it's going to suck. I do. I think that game is going to suck so bad. And it's another one of those games where, and it's just like Anthem. I want it. It looks cool, and I want it to be good. But first off, the characters look like shit. The gameplay looks mediocre.
All right, so I don't know if you saw it. So the original E3 press release was different from the one they showed at. There was like another event right after it. I don't know why I'm blanking, but there was like some sort of like Marvel event, and they had behind closed doors gameplay, and it's updated character models. They look a lot better, even though they said they weren't changing them. They tweaked them at least a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The gameplay is pretty solid. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I hope so, and I want it to be that way. And I could be saying this now on record and to be completely wrong when it comes out, and I hope that I am. I just don't think that I will be.
Well, it's only on record if you want it to be.
Well, it's on record. And
this isn't a live stream.
I do. I think it's cool, and I think it's a great idea, and I was super hyped for it. But then once the video came out, and I was like, oh, that gameplay, that looks cool. It's really weird seeing the character faces in those suits and outfits and it not be, the actors from the Avengers. That's kind of, you're not seeing Scarlett Johansson.
And that was my big argument too, is like, if they can't afford to buy the licensing for the lookalikes or for the character models for like Robert Downey and like Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson and stuff, then like how good is the gameplay going to be compared to what they're able to invest in it? Like it's I don't know, it's a catch-22. Like,
it is. I mean, I'm excited. That's what I'll be doing in between.
Hopefully there's a demo. Let's just say that. Or a beta.
A beta.
What do they call? Yes, whether they're
I don't know if I actually had the chance to tell you. I actually got an email invite to do an offline technical testing for Breakpoint.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So did you have to sign up for it, or they just offered it to you?
So no, it was actually something you had to sign up for.
Okay.
It was kind of like signing up for it and basically getting handpicked for a beta.
Oh, I did that for Wildlands.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so actually I did get a chance to do that.
I'll just wait for the open beta.
Yeah, I got my dates mixed up. Never got to play it.
I feel like. Oh, looks like we might be getting some new Turtle Beach headphones. They're going to be at Gamescom. That's exciting.
Yay, Turtle Beach. I hate Turtle Beach.
How do you feel about PlayStation's new controller colors?
I think the rose gold looks pretty cool. I think that their new, what is it, turquoise, titanium blue? What is that?
Yeah, titanium blue.
Titanium blue. I think that actually looks pretty cool.
Dude, I'm totally going to rock the Thanos controller. I'm not going to lie.
The purple one?
Oh, fuck
Oh, yeah,
dude.
no, the purple one is cool. The only one that I don't care for is the red camouflage.
Yeah.
I don't really care for the whole camouflage look.
I don't listen to DMX enough to rock that.
Right. But no, I think it's actually pretty cool. It's nice. And it's the cool thing about Sony's controllers as opposed to Xbox's controllers. Because I feel like Xboxes come out with controllers every other month. But when you hold off like Sony does every 6, 8, 10 months, it's something that gets you more excited to look forward to and wanting to buy.
I mean, essentially the ergonomics on the PlayStation controller haven't changed.
No, not at all.
I mean, little tweaks in the angles of where the handle part is, but
right.
Other than that, the layouts are the exact same. They haven't changed at all.
No.
Which is really exciting. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
That's right. That's why I'm super excited to see what the PS5's gonna look like.
Yeah. Especially those new load times. What they say is 0.8 seconds.
0.8 seconds for when they were testing Spider-Man out on it with the new SSD and everything else like that. So, I mean, we can only hope and pray. It's gonna be solid,
dude. It'll be good. We all know that.
All right. So before we get into the big topic, so there's an article that I want to kind of throw at you and kind of get your opinion on it real quick.
Hit me with it.
So, No Man's Sky has finally released an update where players can finally sit in chairs. You can make so beforehand you could make the chairs, but you couldn't sit in them. But now you can.
It's all about the little things in gaming.
Like the Pursuits tab.
Pursuits tabs.
Did you know about that?
No, I didn't know you could actually physically sit and stuff now.
You can now, yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, so the newest update for No Man's Sky is huge.
Why?
So it brings in so many different dynamics to the game. So many new updates. Now, everybody knows that along with Anthem, this has probably been the worst release for any game. Had such a rocky start, and it spent the last year and a half rebuilding itself, basically. Update after update after update. This new one introduced VR, more intricate base building, multiplayer is a lot more cohesive. So it's really expanded itself, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where this game goes, honestly, and being able to sit in chairs. That's pretty cool. And you get to ride like aliens. That's pretty good. That's pretty neat, right?
Yeah, no, and that was another thing. Like when I was going back to Division earlier, and you just made the comment that it was one of those that had a really, really rocky start, but now it's super awesome and super fun to play. Kind of the same way that the Division was, and it's kind of how kind of how Division 1 is, and kind of how I feel about how the Division 2 is going to be, and with VR monsters sitting in chairs and all this other things. So no, I think it's pretty cool.
Sitting in chairs is the soft closed drawers of the video game world.
Of your world, that is your forte.
All about the soft closed drawers, baby.
So let's get into something a little more your style.
Now this is your style too, bud.
Yeah, as of recently. Now I had put that game off for so long.
So glad you're back.
Bungie has
Hey,
Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. Something that's coming out October 1st as of recently with their delay. Which I'm glad they delayed it. I would much rather have a game that keeps getting delayed than a game that I get full of bugs.
yes,
I would
absolutely
100% much rather that. But after 2 full years of Destiny 2's, we're getting Shadowkeep. Some players have gotten a bit out of hand. Every expansion or season that goes by gets easier and easier to hit that new high damage and once difficult enemy. Bungie is changing how damage buff works with Destiny 2 Shadowkeep as well as number of players deal. Super and heavy ammo will also be a bit less frequent. Destiny franchise director Lou Smith explained how these new systems will work in the recent Bungie blog post. If you haven't kept up with, Luke Smith has come up with a 3-part Destiny 2 update over the past couple of days. Players can deal very high damage in numbers, but multiple buffs in Destiny will, with the Well of Radiance, adds a damage buff that stacks with 100 other effects to instantly decimate a boss. Bungie is toning that down this fall. Instead of buffs being multiplicative, buff sources will now be only given to the highest possible buff player. For example, if a buff has Weapons of Light from Ward of Dawn bubble steps into the Well of Radiance, they won't double up their bonus. Instead, they'll keep their damage buffs and bonuses of Weapons of Light because the damage buff is more powerful and receives healing from Well of Radiance. If Weapons of Light runs out, then they'll gain a damage buff from the Well. Enemies can also only take 1 debuff at a time now, which should reduce players' ability to stack efficiently, while buff stacking from overall effects are changing. Individual effects aren't. There's still a reason to stack Rampage when you have a Weapons of Light. Supers will also get their day in court this fall in both PvE and PvP. Supers will be less frequent. Bungie is nerfing the Orbs of Light system, and each orb will grant less supers and energy than before. Overall, players should expect to super more than they did in Destiny 2's launch, but less than they do now. Ammo for heavy weapons will also be communal in Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. Each heavy brick will grant less ammo, but players can share ammo with allies. After players pick up a brick of heavy ammo from a wall, teammates can follow up for a short time and grab some as well. Shadowkeep will release October 1st for PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Xbox One. Google Stadia version will come later this year. I was super curious on how that was going to work as far as being able to share ammo with your teammates.
There was something similar in D1. Basically, if they picked up the heavy ammo, it kind of, as long as you were in the vicinity, you got to pick it up.
Kind of like 2 players going up to the wall at the exact same time.
Yeah,
trying
like
to
you know
get
how annoying
that
that is. Like that, and only the one person gets it.
and you're not sure if it's you or them.
Right? Yeah, exactly. This way, it kind of eliminates that, and then everybody, whoever's closest, kind of gets it. Destiny 1 had something kind of similar. So, yeah.
Are you excited for Shadowkeep?
Shadowkeep, dude. Okay, so basically, Shadowkeep is going to be almost like a kind of like a rework the way Forsaken was.
The way better season of the Disruption.
Oh man, we all know this. All the small content drops are about re-releasing Destiny 1 guns.
No original ideas.
Yeah, no, I mean Lumina was kind of an original idea, but it was already in the lore for Destiny 1.
What do you mean?
The Rose was essentially in D1. Like there was the Thorn, which was the Darkness gun, and then there was the other, like the good version of it, which was Rose.
Yeah. You got to go in. You'll definitely have to explain a little bit more things whenever you refer to D1 because you got to remember I didn't play D1.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we'll do a whole.
So, but a lot of things that I am learning is that basically I'm playing D1. I'm playing an enhanced version of D1.
All right. Basically, we'll just take one episode, and I'll just I'll explain all the D1. So D2 it's definitely a sequel, and is improved on a lot of stuff that D1 missed. But all in all, D1 was this is a better state of life, man. Like as far as the QL, like it's just D1 was way better.
Would you go back and play D1 now?
I tried a couple months ago, but like the controls just are so. You would think it'd be the same, but it's not.
It's not. Is it better now than it was before?
Yeah. It's a lot smoother. Feels a lot better. Shadowkeep's going to bring a lot of stuff that I think people are waiting for. Like the new armor system, like that's going to be really cool.
Now, wasn't that the same armor system that was in D1? Couldn't you upgrade it? No, you couldn't. Okay.
I mean, only thing you could do is like infuse.
Infuse. Okay.
Yeah.
And
then and whatever base rolls you get, like you can switch them around because there's always like one of each, right? So like, you have like now you have like say you get one with submachine gun scavenger and like rocket launcher ammo finder or whatever, and you can just switch between the two. Well, this one like you can kind of like add your own perks and put the ornament, and so you kind of have like whatever you really want as far as a piece of armor. So that's really the most exciting thing. And they're switching up PvP as far as competitive.
Now, that's actually what I'm really curious about, is because they said they're going to redo the whole PvP system.
Yeah, they're bringing back 3v3 elimination, which is awesome.
Yeah.
That was like the original Trials of Cyrus. Like that was like basically the foundation of.
So it'll possibly
gameplay.
be easier for me to get my recluse.
No.
No, okay. No, not at all.
3v3 is way more intense. At least to me, but I'm horrible at Crucible anyway. So everything's tough.
Right. Yeah, no.
But no, I think it'll be fun. And them reintroducing 3v3 eliminations is, I think that's a stepping stone towards bringing Trials back. Because they said it's indefinitely on the back burner. And I feel like with this, it's a step towards coming back to that part. So, and that's what people have been claiming about. They want it, you know.
I feel like this hype is just as big as right before the annual pass started.
Oh,
like, do you remember back when, Destiny Year 1 ended, and they came out with, started talking about the annual pass and, Season of the Drifter and Black Armory and Opulence and everything like that. And they started talking about, new supers and, this, that, and the other. And just hype was so big. I mean, we're getting bows now and everything like that. And I feel like that's kind of where we're at now.
Yeah, that's exactly where we're at. Forsaken was a huge drop, dude. They brought in bows. Everybody got a third super. Or actually, they got 3 new supers, essentially.
Yeah, one for each element.
Yeah. So that was awesome. It was a huge content drop. We got a new full raid.
A new full raid, yep.
Wasn't a layer, wasn't anything like that. It was full out. 2 new destinations.
Are you going to be participating in the day 1 raid?
No.
No.
Even though it's
there's a contest going on for that, right?
There's always a contest going on for the raid.
Who can complete it first?
Yeah, and that was the crazy thing. Like the last Wish raid, that was on for like 18 hours or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was. You're right.
No.
No.
So I will be participating in leveling up because there's I think like a 960 cap or something like that. But you can only go over. They're doing something really weird. They're doing this thing where if you get pinnacle weapons, that boosts you above the light level. So if you get like pinnacle, like Crucible or pinnacle Vanguard or whatever, or something like that,
like the Hush or the Wendigo.
Yeah, exactly, something like that. It's weird. It's if you go back and look at the 3-part Luke Smith, developer diary or whatever you want to call it, it's in there. But it's.
Were you able to at least watch the highlights? I mean, honestly, that's what I did. I just kind of went back and watched the highlights of everything from guys like MTash and Rick Kakis and Datto and things like that.
I mean, I read the original, but you always miss something.
Yeah, no,
you know?
definitely.
So I'll go back and I'll watch. I usually watch like I won't watch Intash or Cactus, but like I'll watch like Dado or maybe Houndish or something like that.
Houndish, yeah, Houndish is another really good one. Aztec.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But Aztecs, he usually does like he's doing a lot of Destiny or Division and like Monster Hunter.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he dabbles in Monster Hunter a lot.
Okay, cool.
So and he's been posting very, very little lately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
You excited to go back to the moon?
absolutely. That was one of my favorite destinations in the original Destiny. You had the Crota's raid. You had like some of the best strikes that were.
I always find it kind of funny how you could go in Destiny 1, you could go to the moon and you could see Mars, but you could never see Venus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Venus is a little further, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like the little red dot that you can always
If you
see.
looked up, yep, you could see Mars.
I mean, how excited are you to go back to the moon? Because I mean, you never really played D1, so like you're technically really experiencing the moon. For the first
so this
time.
will. I mean, so I played Destiny 1 long enough to play through the story, kind of dabble in everything a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to play through the quest and the weapon grinds and the raids and everything like that, because I started getting into Destiny as Destiny was ending. So essentially, at the end of the day, this will all be brand new to me. I'm going to be seeing this building for the first time. As to you, this is going to be more nostalgic to you.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I'm super excited for it, especially since I've gotten into it a lot more here recently. Especially with like Sony and everybody going through a dry spell right now with not really releasing a whole lot of things, and I feel like really Nintendo's really the only people that are releasing anything right now. No, I think it'll be great. I'm super excited for it, and I'm kind of excited to kind of learn how the whole new system armor works. I've never really been the greatest in kind of building a gear set, and especially with that being something that Division specializes on, with making sure that this helmet works with these gloves, works with this chest and everything like that.
Well, this is the thing. You just give it like a month, and there's a meta all of a sudden. And and then you can just read that puzzle that everyone's already put together, and you're like, oh shit, oh, so this is the gear I need to get. This is the perk I need to have on this whatever, and then you can build your exact build the same way that someone else has it, and then you become whatever wrecking ball you want to become.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
I mean, that's what's happened with Division 2. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
They're like, oh, you got to have like X amount percentage damage to elites or whatever, and it's like, do I though? So if I don't have that particular number, I can't play with you. Okay,
You
Chad.
have to have done this raid 5 times and own these masterwork weapons before you can come play with us.
you missed in D1. There was like a meta, like a hardcore meta that you had to have in order to like raid with certain people. Like you had to have the hard mode emblem, you had to have the hard mode shader, you had to have Galahorn or the equivalent of.
Was it hard to raid with other people in D1 if you didn't have a clan or have a group of people that you knew? And the reason I ask that is because you have things nowadays like LFG.
Yeah, well, because LFG was coming into it was still in its infant stage back then. LFG wasn't really something that was used as commonplace as it is now. So yeah, it was a lot harder. But there was more people in the same boat as you, as opposed to now. Because back then, the only way to hit in game was to do the raid. So you had to do the raid to get to that 32 level cap, and everybody was trying to do the same thing. So it was so much easier to link up with somebody. Everybody had somebody. So like they always like the 6 man. I'm always looking for a 6 or looking for
no, definitely
always filled up like that. So it's super easy.
I see that on LFG all the time now.
Yeah, but it was so much easier back then. Raids were a lot harder, I think, but.
And see, I kind of feel like that now, especially from being around a bunch of people now, hearing them talk about D1 to D2 on how much things are practically the same as far as, it's the same weapons, it's the same levels, it's the same things. But yeah, things were typically a lot harder when you go back and play D1.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, the more I think about it, like the different grinds for different stuff was there's a huge gap. Like if I look at the Thorn quest now as opposed to the D1 quest, the D1 quest I feel was a lot tougher than the Thorn quest now, just because it didn't have to go to like do a strike or whatever at the end of it. You know? At least I don't remember. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I don't remember 100%. But there's subtle differences between then and now, and it's just last D1 I think was it was a more, I wouldn't say it was more fun. It was more
challenging.
Yeah, and it was just it was something that brought people together because everybody's trying to accomplish the same goal.
Are we getting new weapons
with Shadowkeep?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. There's new everything. New planetary armor, new weapons, new exotics, new planet or new loading zones.
Have you went back and deleted all of your old armor?
I'm thinking about it. As much as they say, yeah, go ahead and do it. It's just like, but I don't want to.
I'm not gonna lie. I already did. I went back and deleted every piece of armor that I have except for my Solstice armor that I'm wearing now. And because I deleted all of that stuff, I was able to get weapon parts for the armor. Then once I got weapon parts for the armor, I was able to get legendary shards, which then I was able to take those and upgrade. Not my chalice, but go to upgrade Homeboy on Nessus.
Warner?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So
with I mean, I don't want to like keep talking about like bring you back to D1 because you didn't really experience that too much. But I mean, how do you feel about like the Solstice armor this season as compared to last season?
I don't remember too much of it from last season, to be honest with you. The last actual Solstice event that I remember is getting the Santa Mobile from doing.
Oh, that was God, what was that called?
So that was the last time that I actually played.
You got to bake them cookies.
Right, you had to bake the cookies. Yeah, you had to bake the cookies and get the armor and everything and everything like that. So that was the last chance that I actually remember playing for her. So the armor that y'all are talking about getting, I didn't get that.
You want to hear something funny? So Ava Levante back in D1. I know I said it wasn't going back, but this shit's funny. We always refer to her as the hooker in the alley.
The hooker in the alley.
So basically, you go downstairs and there's this area where the speaker was, and I forget who else. But then around the corner, like tucked in the back, was Ava Levante, and she would just sell shaders. That was it.
Really?
Yeah, that was it. She was, or she would do like what's the Halloween thing they do? I forget what it's called, but there was like the Halloween event or like the Valentine's Day event or whatever, and that was like the only time you ever went to her. But she was just stuck back in this little cove back in the back, and now she's up front as soon as you load in. So
because I remember,
congrats on the promotion,
she was
Ava.
Over by Hawthorne and Ikora last time she was here.
Yeah, selling her biscuits. Yep. So
well, and just remember that legendary shards are going to be something that are going to be very, very relevant in Shadowkeep, especially to level up your armor and get new mods in 2.0. Of course, we don't really know how many 2.0 or how many shards we should have at that point. But yeah, no. Are there anything that hasn't been said or touched on for Shadowkeep that you're hoping for?
Hunter scarves. Hunter scarves, so you don't have to wear cloaks anymore. That was a big thing in D1.
You don't like the cloaks?
They're
I like the
ostentatious.
Gives you a cape.
Yeah.
Makes it look like you can fly.
Yeah, we all know how I feel about that. But no, that was a really cool cosmetic. I mean, no. I mean, like, I'm really anxious to see how PvP is going to play out. I mean, they haven't really touched on it. I just want to know what they're going to do.
Yeah. No,
What
most definitely.
What other game modes are you implementing besides
And we know they're getting rid of Gambit or Gambit Prime. I see them getting rid of Gambit
no,
Prime.
yeah, I was supposed to say I really hope it's Prime.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that they're bad game modes; it's just that people are bad at it.
Well, that and from what Luke Smith was saying is it takes a lot of toll on the developers, and having to that just be another thing that they have to go into and
Yeah, but essentially it's just maintenance at this point, right? Like they're not adding.
It is, yeah.
They're not adding anything new.
No, but it's just
Put like
another
3 guys
thing
on it,
their
you're fine.
plate. And see, Luke Smith is very big on not overworking his developers.
Yeah, have you ever seen Luke Smith?
No, honestly, I haven't.
He's old chunky boy. Are you going to get on that Borderlands grind at all? You think?
No. So my thing on Borderlands is Borderlands to me is an amazing looking game. I think the game looks amazing. I think it feels amazing. I love the gameplay. I love the story. But after all of that being said, it's not my type of game. That and BioShock. Those are two very pinnacle games in gaming history that were very well received that for just some reason I couldn't get into. And I wish I could, and maybe I would have gotten into them back in the day when they first came out. But right now, no.
BioShock's really good. It really is.
I tried so hard. I couldn't get into it.
Hey, I mean, everybody's got their flavor, man. I'm not mad at you, I promise. But no, everybody's clamoring about the Borderlands release, and they're super excited about it. And I get it. Like, Borderlands, they haven't released something in so long.
No, and I think it's going to be a huge hit, and I definitely do think it's a contender for Game of the Year. But I just couldn't, me personally, I just couldn't get into it myself.
You don't think Last of Us 2 will be Game of the Year?
Is that a rhetorical question? This is a dumb question. Of course it's going to be Game of the Year. It's gonna come down between, I'm sorry, I do believe that it's going to come down between Last of Us Part 2 or Death Stranding. Those are going to be your 2 games right there to choose from.
And that gives another credence to like PlayStation having better exclusives than Xbox.
And I love both of them. I just love both of them for 2 different reasons. I love Xbox because Xbox has better Game Pass as opposed to PlayStation Now. But then on the PlayStation side, they have the way better exclusives.
Yeah.
So whenever I'm going through a dry spell on PlayStation, I always know I can go over to Xbox Game Pass and there's something new there to play that I've never played before.
Do they do what is it? How many games do they do per month on Game Pass? Is it 2?
So there's always like 2 or 3 new ones, but as far as like a whole library, there's always 100 within that library to play. And it's straight download to your system and not stream to your system.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah, like I said, whenever I'm going through a dry spell, I always know I can turn the Xbox on and there's some new game there I can play.
I didn't even know you had an Xbox.
Yeah, I have I have them all. I have the Switch, the PlayStation, the Xbox One X.
Oh, so you just got the whole gaming section at Best Buy.
And
All right.
And the PC. So, yeah, I've got them all.
I gotcha. All right. I'm not mad at you. Jealous, I guess.
Oh, you just bought a house.
I did. It's a whole lot of nothing in it, but it's mine. It's my hollow shell.
That's right, with your soft closed drawers.
Soft closed drawers.
All right, buddy. You want to close this out here?
Hey, this is your setup. You go ahead and do the closeout, please.
No, you good, buddy. A little too much to drink.
All right. Well, this is Michael and Jeff signing out. We'll catch you next time.